Thank you, Amy. It's great to watch professional speakers. If you've ever wanted to improve your speaking power but didn't know how, you're not alone. Our next speaker also has struggled for years with how to become a more powerful speaker. With the advice of his mentor, he learned about the 3 phases of a speech and how to use the phases to build power into his speeches. Today you'll learn how to increase your speaking power and effectiveness by learning and applying the 3 phases of a speech. Discover the hidden face of speaking and evaluation from our next speaker, Tim Wilson.
Thank you for demonstrating the challenge of evaluations. Toastmaster evaluations. They're the thing that really kind of freak people out. Even people who come here thinking, I want to speak. I want to talk. And yet when an evaluation comes up, it's challenging. Nobody volunteers. I would have volunteered. I couldn't speak. I couldn't evaluate my own speech. I didn't want to give other people a chance. But normally, I do volunteer to evaluate. But most people don't. And it's kind of interesting. These people here become better speakers. You hear to become a better speaker? Most of you. The rest of you are kind of wandering in, not sure if you're in the right place. Toastmasters, what's that? Where's the toast? Thank you. But you're here to become a better speaker, and yet an evaluation isn't that opportunity. Here's the thing, the 3 phases of speech. And if you come on October 26th to Addison, Illinois, at Addison Public Library, we'll be talking more in depth, a longer workshop about this. But briefly, 3 phases of speech are content, delivery, and audience. Those are the 3 phases of speech. Now you know. But the thing about it is that people don't work at it, especially in evaluations. So the first thing they do is dramatic pause. First thing they do in evaluations is they focus on, I'm going to call it the evaluation base. Huge thing, the evaluation base. You'll find out more about what that is later. But they forget about these 2 hidden parts. This is the base with 2 faces. It's an optical illusion. You've heard of this before? If you've been in here for a while, you definitely know it. If you're new, maybe you don't. Basically, it's a picture of a vase. But you see the vase, and you don't always notice there are 2 faces on either side of the vase. So this part is hidden, this part is hidden. So in evaluation, there's this hidden part, and that is delivery. Delivery. That's the amazing thing. You come here to become better speakers. And evaluation is an opportunity to become a better speaker. And yet, when you get in, go ahead and give your evaluation, most likely you're like, that was a pretty good speech. I'm not sure. I think it was pretty good. Looking through yeah, I like what you were doing up there. And yet that's the same person who just the previous meeting had got up and said, hi, I want to tell you about this thing I'm excited about. It's really great. It's wonderful. It's going to pull you in. Delivery. Delivery gets lost. The one thing I learned from my mentor is speak how you speak. Even in evaluations, speak how you speak. Give your evaluations so you're using those abilities. So if you want to work in vocal variety, you work on vocal variety. You want to work on pauses, you work on pauses in your evaluation. Delivery, it's a hidden part, doesn't need to be. But then that brings you to the base. The thing most people concentrate on, most people freak out about in evaluation. Doesn't need to be difficult. The problem is you're doing evaluations wrong. You're thinking about them the wrong way. And I used to do the same thing, and it prevented me from doing evaluations. Then I learned something, and it really transformed the way I looked at evaluations. That's what freaks you out about evaluations. You're thinking, Tim, I'm not ready to go up there and give people and tell them how to become better speakers and tell them how to improve, or, oh, that's a lot of pressure. I don't want to do all that sort of stuff. And that's what I used to think. to think that evaluations were all about getting up there, telling people how to become better speakers, telling people how to become better at what they're doing, and giving them improvement suggestions. And while I can do that now, having spent thousands of dollars on improvement tools and CDs and things like that, as Ken is also, can do it now, but when I was first starting Toastmasters, that freaked me out. I thought, I'm not ready for doing that. Even with the book, wasn't ready to do that, right? Right about it, just like, it's scary. But here's the thing, and I learned it from world champion speaker Darren LaCroix, and it just transformed the way I looked at evaluations. Darren said this, he said, anyone can give an opinion. Few can give feedback. Anyone can give an opinion. Few can give feedback. That struck me. And I mentioned it. Amy, our very own Amy, put it simply. She said, Tim, it's like you walk into a room and anybody can decide if it's hot or cold, but it doesn't mean that they can do anything to affect the temperature. Right? So you can easily have an opinion. Is this hot or cold? But you can't necessarily do anything about it. And that's the secret of evaluations. They don't need to freak you out. It's just your opinion. Anybody can offer an opinion. In my opinion, I like that. I don't know why. I can't tell you how to repeat it, but I liked what you did there. Same way, this didn't work for me. I didn't like it. Personally, I didn't like it. That's perfectly fine. That's an opinion. Now, if you've got feedback like, hey, this is what's going on, and here's how you can become better, according to a world champion speaker, according to what I've read, according to what you've done, great. If you can give that feedback, fine. You don't need to do that. So here's the thing about content, the base. The thing that freaks everybody out about evaluations is it's very simple if you remember to do two things. And the first thing is to start with the strengths. And maybe you're thinking, Tim, of course you start with the strengths. It's obvious. But not everybody does that. In fact, some people give what I'm going to call a scorched earth evaluation. You know what that is? Heard of that before? You ever been on the other end of one of those things? It's scary if your boss does something like that. If you don't know what a scorched earth evaluation, maybe you don't, it goes something like this. Let's just say that you were the speaker. I'm the evaluator. Typical scorched earth evaluation. Nice drive. Your speech had no beginning, no middle. We were all just praying for the end. I don't know what you were doing up there. You seemed a little nervous. I don't know why. Not like anybody really cared one way or the other. Local variety? No. Gestures? No. Eye contact? No. I've got a whole list of things you got to work on. Just pick any one of them and please get better by next week or next 2 weeks. Just set that. Any one of these things would be just improve my life tremendously. So good luck. You're going to need it. Scorched earth evaluation. Now you're thinking probably, wait a minute, hey, that's shocking, but it's a confession. I used to do these things. I used to think, I'm not really getting through to them if after my evaluation they don't start crying. So I gave one of these things. And I kept doing it. Finally, my mentor, Bob, blonde guy, medium height, been in Toastmasters forever, professional speaker, said, Tim, what are you doing? Why are you giving these scorched earth evaluations? What's the matter with you? I said, Bob, that's how people get better. You kind of rip them apart and they get better that way. No, Tim, that's not how people get better. You get better by starting with the strengths. You see, Tim, you get courage from knowing your strengths. You get courage from knowing your strengths. Think about it. If you heard an evaluation like that, first time speaker, or even if you've been speaking for a while, what would you think? I'm not going back there, you bet. Not a chance. Forget that. That's horrible. Some speakers, I said, do kind of the scorched earth evaluation. Old Bill, you know him? He's the nothing you do is good a speaker, nothing you do is good evaluator. The problem is it discourages people. It takes courage away from them. So just start with the strengths. That's the simple thing right there. start with the strengths. And then, once you start with the strengths, the next thing to do is to grow the growth. Grow the growth. And yet, there is a thing that I've discovered in Toastmasters. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe you've experienced it. What happens is what I'm going to call the everything's perfect evaluation. The everything's perfect evaluation. Have you heard these? Maybe. If you've been to other Toastmaster clubs, some of the smaller ones, you might have heard of an everything's perfect evaluation. If you don't know what that is, it goes something like this. Anna, your speech was perfect. It was perfect from the beginning all the way through to the end. I love your vocal variety. You had great stories. You had me right from the beginning all the way through to the end. You are such a fantastic speaker. I don't know anything you can do to improve. Just keep up the good work. And everything's perfect evaluation. Heard these? Given these? It's easy to do, especially if you don't know what to do to help people to improve. So you say nothing. The problem about everything's perfect evaluation is everybody remains at the same level. And after a while, you start to fall off a little bit. Because if you aren't growing, you're dying. If you don't develop, you die. So the thing is, give a little hint about how people can get better each time. Well, at this point, you say, wait a minute, Tim, but I don't know what opinions to give. I look into the book, it seems like they're doing everything right there. What am I going to say? Well, I handed you a sheet of questions. And at the workshop will be a sheet of questions there too. But it's real simple. Don't freak out.
I know, I'm trying to.
It's very, don't worry. All you got to do is take a look to the questions. And anything you answer yes to, that's a strength. So you take a look through it. Vocal variety. Yeah. I thought it was there. Got to the point. Okay. Thought it was there. And for growth, anything you answer no to, in your opinion, that's an area for growth. Use the manual. Well. And that is the whole thing about evaluations. You have to start with the strengths. You have to grow the growth. And once you start doing it, evaluations are simple. It's just an opinion. And it's an opportunity to practice your delivery. Because you've got delivery skills you want to work on, delivery skills you want to get better on. Just talked about some of Amy, just brought them up. Vocal variety, gestures, word choice, all of those things you can do in an evaluation and work on and improve on an evaluation. You just think about it beforehand and just say, okay, I haven't got much time to prepare, but I'm going to make sure I do gestures. And even if it's kind of silly, you haven't really planned them out, it's all right. You're doing gestures. Maybe even video. You can see it, you can be it. So you see exactly what you did and not just what you thought you did. If you start doing that, you become better at evaluations, more confident, better on stage. Now, in a little bit, what I'm going to be doing is Ken is going to be giving a speech. And you're going to give thoughts about strengths and areas for growth. And just challenge yourself. Take a look at the list of questions. Just ask yourself, is this a strength? Something you really think that's great strength at Ken? Or you think, not really quite working there, not really going to happen, not really coming all together. That, you'll understand about the secret of content.